So in this video we're going to look at some of the equipment you might need if you're going to start busking. So if you're going to go fully amped, then this is some of the equipment you're going to need. Obviously, if you're not going to go fully amped, you're just going to take a guitar or whatever instrument you're going to use and just play it acoustically, then a lot of this stuff won't apply to you. But this is the kind of thing that the equipment that I use. So for starters, a battery powered amp, if you're going to be fully amped up, I recommend the Roland Street Cube EX, 50 watts, takes 8 AA batteries, usually get a few hours out of it depending on the quality of the batteries, and they're quite a popular choice with buskers. Roland make very good equipment, and it's got a lot of good features on there as well, including reverb and delay, different guitar effects, and you can also plug in MP3 players to play backing tracks, so well worth a look. I would also get some kind of carry case for the amp, because as you're taking it out on the street, it's very easy to get it knocked, and also if it starts to rain or there's dampness in the air, it's best to keep it covered. You need a microphone as well to sing through if you're going to be playing. Obviously if you're an instrumental act, that doesn't apply, but again, check out what microphones are available. There's the good old Shure SM58, which is kind of an industry standard directional mic, which is what most people use on stage, but Sennheiser also do great microphones as well. So again, try these out, see which one suits you and your budget. You can pick one up fairly inexpensively to get started. Mic muff, what I mean by that is the foam coverings that go over the microphones. I'd highly recommend getting a few of those because you can get through them quite quickly, and also they stop wind noise, which obviously if you're playing outside is very helpful. This is optional, a looper effects pedal. You don't need these, but a lot of people have them now, and it allows you a lot more flexibility, allows you to loop your instruments and your voice. Again, Roland and Boss do great products in this, so check them out. A mic stand you'd need as well, so again, I'm not going to recommend a particular type, but just any music shop and you go in there, you'll be able to look at and try out the various mic stands. I personally go for one with the boom, which gives you a lot more room and a lot more flexibility. Now you're going to need a trolley as well to carry all this stuff. So there's one there. And again, a sack trolley is a good idea. You can get these from DIY shops, so check them out. You can also use, I've seen people use a bag or a suitcase to put everything else in, so you could put the amp in the suitcase and just carry it like a tourist, if you like, and put the guitar on your back, or you could put everything onto a sack truck. Now again, it depends on how much equipment you've got and how much money you want to spend. And I'm assuming at the moment that you'll have, if you're a guitar vocal artist, you'll have a guitar, and at this point I'd say it's a good idea to double up on everything if you can afford it. Obviously you might not be able to do this straight away, but as you go along, it's a great idea to have, particularly with guitars, to have at least 2 guitars, because if one gets broken, and I didn't think it would happen to me, but it has very easily, very quickly. If your guitar falls over, often acoustic guitars like this, they're going to break, and sometimes they're irreparable. So you might want one for best that you keep for gigs or you play at your house, and then one to take out busking. Of course, you're going to need a guitar case, and I suggest having a what they call a flight case, which are made out of like very tough plastic often. Sometimes it can be nylon, but if you get one that's quite firm and solid, then it helps protect the guitar, and also you can open it up and use it to collect tips and sell CDs from. I highly recommend using a guitar stand, which is often you can get them folded up. They fold up very easily, and you put it on the floor and pop your guitar in it. It helps it keep it steady and stops it, well, prevents it, reduces the chance of it falling over. I tend to use a guitar strap because I stand up and play, and I've often found that standing up and playing is better for not just for singing, but also it kind of looks better. But if you're the kind of act that sits down and uses a cajon or foot percussion, then by all means you probably don't need a guitar strap. I use plectrums and picks, and also use my fingers as well, so it just depends on what you need. I always like to have a few of those in my pocket because they have a nasty habit of going missing. Again, with guitar strings, I'd always have at least a couple of packs of guitar strings in your bag or case, because when strings go, obviously you need to be able to re-string your guitar fairly quickly. And the same with batteries. Always have a couple of packs of batteries in your pocket, especially if you're using a battery powered amp or effects pedal and effects pedals. The last thing you want is you've got a crowd around you, you're doing well, and your batteries start to go, you've run out of batteries, and you have to call it a day basically. So always have those with you. Leads. Now the leads I mean is the leads that go from the guitar into the amp, and also the mic leads there. So it's always a good idea to have two of each. You might not carry them with you all the time, but at least you've got spares if you need them, and in my experience you do. A sign is a good one to put your name and your social media details, and if you're using a banking app or PayPal, then have that clearly displayed on there. But most importantly, have your name on there, because if people like you but they don't know who you are, then you may have lost an opportunity to make a new fan. And obviously it goes without saying, you need to keep yourself energized and fed and watered. Water is very important as well, obviously, for your voice if you're singing, but always bring some food with you, at the very least some snacks, so you can keep going. Cash bags, people still use cash nowadays, so it's always a good idea to have it. You can get those from the bank and put your cash in there. Bungees, what I mean by that is those elasticated cords with hooks on the end, which often you can use to lash things down. That's always a good idea to sort of keep things, especially if you're using one of these sack trucks, you can lash it round and keep it all kind of tight, stop things falling over. It's also good for keeping your guitar case open if it's on a windy day. Now I'd recommend keeping your phone charged, bringing a charger with you. You might be able to plug it into your you might have a battery, one of those phone batteries. I'd always recommend keeping it charged just to record what you're doing, and also it's good to, if you do on the rare occasion you might get some unpleasantness happening, you can always film these things, and often pulling a phone out and starting filming someone actually can prevent that kind of thing happening. So always have your phone charged, ready to go. I always carry a pen and notebook as well, just to write notes down, people's requests, people's names, and just some it's always good to have a pen and notepaper on you. A nail kit, I always use those to keep my nails trimmed for when I'm playing guitar. And what we call seed money, so that's just some cash in your pocket, or maybe a couple of notes that you can put in your case just to start things off. And from little seeds, mighty trees can grow. So there you go, that's just to skim through some of the equipment you might need when you start busking. And don't let any of if you haven't got any of this stuff, don't let it put you off. Just buy it as you go along. So that's it for equipment. See you on the next video.